Today, the topic of the satsang is the forbearance. Forbearance means it's one of the qualifications. Forbearance is one of the qualifications that the aspirant need to have in order to be able to realize the self. Okay? Our topic of the satsang here is always the same. We always have the same one topic, the topic of self-realization. That means that what are all the techniques, the practices, and the obstacles on the journey. So every week we talk about something. So today we talk about the capacity of forbearance as a good quality, a good virtue to cultivate. So as you know, there is 6 qualifications of the mind that the aspirant on the path to find the truth about themselves need to acquire. Okay, so one is they need to be very peaceful, I mean the emotion under control. One is the senses need to be under control, withdrawn. Because if you roam about in the world of the senses, then you will not be able to see the truth. Okay, so you need to learn how to withdraw and how to be detached in order for you to be able to realize yourself. And the 6 virtues, one is control of mind, peacefulness of mind. So a person that is not peaceful, their mind is up and down, they are very restless, they cannot sustain anything. Yeah. So it's not ready. And then the other quality is they need to be able to turn inward, withdraw the senses, control the senses, and they need to be able to resolutely turn inward and to find the truth, because the truth is not out in the projection of the mind. And then the other quality is the forbearance. Okay, forbearance is called titiksha in Sanskrit. Titiksha, I mean the quality of be able to sustain difficulties and challenges. And then the next one, which we'll talk a little bit about, is a faith. Okay. So faith is needed in order for you to carry on. Okay? So the yoga path or self-realization path is a long journey. Yeah, it's not just a 1 month or 3 months or 3 years. It's something that you integrate in your life. The practices you need to integrate in your life. Why you need to do the practices is because the fundamental idea is that what you project out of your mind is not necessarily the truth, because your mind has different patterns, mental pattern from before, so it perceives the reality of yourself and of the universe through your mental pattern, your preferences, your likes and your dislikes, your conditioning. So that's why we need to turn inward to understand, to be more aware of the patterns of the mind, and we need to consciously training our mind to shift or to change or to thin out the distortions. Thin out means the idea that there is a veil over it, and over your consciousness, and you cannot see. So now I need to make the veil more transparent so I can see. So that's the idea. And so you need to straighten out the mind, thin out the veil, and develop certain qualities that will help you to maintain the right understanding about who you are and and your universe. So one of those quality is a quality of forbearance, which we talk about, we zoom in today. And then I will talk also a little bit about faith, because you cannot really forbear if you don't have faith. So what is it? Yeah, you forbearing. Forbearing means enduring. Why the teaching would say that? Because you can say, okay, so if I feel uncomfortable, then I quit. I find some other place, other thing to do, other place to be, and I don't need to just stay on with that. Yeah. So you can say that. But why the teaching, the classical traditional teaching of yoga and Vedanta say that you need to forbear? Yeah. You need to endure. So sometimes it says endure what you endure. You endure the discomfort from the pairs of opposites. I mean, what that means, it means your mind swing this way and swing that way. Yeah, the mind go up and down and up and down. And sometimes you feel good, and then or the moment after you don't feel good. Yeah. So then what you need to do? You see, so usually the teaching say that you need to stay on. Yeah. Even though it feels very uncomfortable, the up and down swing, and things change when you're up and down, but you still need to carry on. Carry on what? Carry on with your practice. So eventually, slowly, the extremes will be less extreme. I mean, your mind will be more purified. Yeah, so that's the whole concept of purification. That means that you have veils over the mind. That's why it makes the mind agitated and restless and projecting different ideas like this. And you have to carry on to do the purification practice in order for the mind to be calm and quiet and transparent. So when you become a little bit more peaceful, less extreme, less running here, less running there, then you know that the mind is now a little bit more purified. So it's capable to be contented instead of desirous. Yeah, desirous is that create the restlessness of mind and create the karma. When you become contented, it's a first sign that your practice is going well in the right direction. When you become contented, contented means you're no longer looking outside for any kind of pleasure or any kind of goal. Yeah, you know everything is within, and you turn within. So the purification of your mind and your desire, or technically you say purification of your nadis, I mean the meridian through which your prana flow. I mean when your prana or your energy start to flow, and you no longer have blockages, you no longer have negativity, or sometimes your mind let you down in the middle of the day. You are in a good mood, and all of a sudden, boom, it's like a pocket of negativity thrown at you. And then you feel not okay, and then you have to be able to look through to the other side and bear that this actually this up and down, it's just it's a result of the journey of purification. That means you're not there yet, so you need to carry on practicing. So not like if you don't have the forbearance, then you don't carry on. That means you would drop the ball. So you are on the course of For example, practicing asana every day and meditation every day, and everything is good, and all of a sudden you don't feel good. You feel a little, bubble in your mind, and then you drop. You stop. You say, you follow the mind. You say, I don't like it. So that's not to do. Either you feel good or not feel good. You just carry on. So that's why it's very important to have a daily routine of your practice, that you don't ask yourself the question, am I going to wake up today or not, for meditation? Or I'm going to do asanas or not? Or today is a rainy day, so maybe I just sleep in. Or my friends come to town, so I'm going to, spend more time with my friend, and I have no time for meditation. So this kind of thing. You don't allow your mind to come up with these arguments, because always there is something. And then your sadhana, which is your conscious training that will make you progress and wake you up and to see reality, is going to be placed in a second, third rank. But you want to put your sadhana first. That means the way out, the way how you're going to really free yourself from suffering is a long run. I say free yourself from suffering is a kind of conservative way of saying, but I can say the way to bliss and peace and happiness is a long run, because you have to retrain your mind. You have to cleanse the impurities and retrain your mind to think differently. Retrain yourself to see things differently. So it's not overnight. Okay? So stick to your daily routine of practice. Don't give up. That is the main thing about the topic of endurance. I mean, no matter what, the karma will come all the time to pull your leg, to create obstacles in your life, to give pressure in your life. All of a sudden something changed. You lost your job, or you get COVID, or your wife walk out of you. So these are obstacles. Okay, it can be thrown on your path. It's a karmic test. And then you get desperate, and you get very distraught, and then you stop the practice. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. That you cannot stop the practice, because that's your lifeline. You have to keep doing the meditation, keep doing the self-inquiry, keep doing the mantra, keep doing the whole selfless attitude about things. Keep your devotional practice, and keep your discipline every day of turning the mind inward, and keep your self-inquiry. Is it real? Is it not real? This is true? Is it not true? So this is what you need to do. No matter what. That's my talk today. No matter what. The capacity of forbearance. So sometimes things are pleasant, things are happy, things are good. So you feel comfortable, you feel good. It's fine and good. But then it will not, no guarantee that it will continue to be like that. So then don't drop the ball. That's the whole point. Continue carrying on. Through the ups and the downs of your path. Carry on with the solid practice. So that will be something that you can come back to again and again, because your consciousness at that time is more calm and more transformed after you do your sadhana, your conscious training. And then it will help you the next moment. Because if something difficult, you feel uncomfortable and you stop, then this is when sometimes you You say the path downhill. There's a one thing you give up, one thing you give up, one thing, and next thing, and next thing, and next thing. Then you soon the idea of self-transformation, the idea of self-realization, the idea that there is something better for you, would just vanish, disappear. And then it's a false contentment. The false contentment means you just live this life, you don't ask yourself questions, you don't make the effort, and you think that the environment and everything will support your life. But no, not necessarily. Things show up in your life not necessarily to support you. And you have to have the discrimination and the capacity to know what is the truth and what is the not truth, what is the self, what is the not self. You have to be able to sort it all out. And that is, you have to keep sorting it out for a long time. So it is said there is different obstacles on your path, possible obstacles. And that's why you need to exercise endurance. The obstacles, like I said, can come from your karma. That also then, now you need to revisit this situation in order for you to learn about yourself and to think about a positive way differently. Okay, so that is the obstacle that come from your karma. In that way, you have to keep your daily routine and keep going. We said already. But now I give you a little listing from the scripture of yoga by Patanjali scripture about the 9 kind of obstacles. Okay, 9 kind of obstacles possible, and that's why you need to keep strength and endurance. Number 1 is you would suffer from illness. Everyone from time to time suffer from illness, and on the journey of purification, illness might happen. It's an illness of purification. Okay, so your body realign itself as your mind realign itself, then you can be sick. Okay, so of course when you practice all this yoga lifestyle, moderate lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, you prevent disease. But in case disease happen, you need to endure it. You need to do the best you can, but you need to know that it's for a reason and a good thing that happened, so that you have a chance to really rethink about something you did not think about before. Okay, and then you change, you transform. So keep going. It's not necessarily bad. The second obstacle is the mind. The mind goes through phases where it has a lack of motivation. Okay? It becomes tamasic. It doesn't want to think of anything. So the motivation is self-realization, but you don't, at that time, you go through the periods of life that your mind just don't want anything. And it's in some kind of called mental torpor. I mean, some kind of gray area, a little bit depressed, not lack of enthusiasm, lack of prana. Okay, so it can be for many reasons. It can be that you have this very the high expectation, and then you don't find it, and then you let yourself down. Or it can be just that the part of the journey of purification, Sometimes you shine, and sometimes you have to work harder in order to shine. So keep your schedule of asana, pranayama, chanting, and rest and relaxation. So number 3 is self-doubt. Okay. So in case of self-doubt, plenty of negative thoughts will come to your mind, but you have to bear them. You have to learn to be comfortable in a situation that is uncomfortable. Yeah. So that's part of it. You would have to understand that not everything go your way, and you should not drop the ball or change. When you feel something uncomfortable, it's not that terrible. If you can face it, you accept it, then the uncomfortable situation or feeling will become comfortable as you become stronger. Okay, so when you meet with apathy, laziness, mental torpor, lack of motivation, so this is one of the bubble, one of the possible scenario. You have to keep going. And then the doubt, doubt of yourself. I cannot do this. It's too difficult for me. Low self-esteem, low self-worth. I don't have faith in the teacher. I don't have faith in the teaching. I don't think doing this would lead me anywhere. So you have doubt, and you are defeatist. That means you think of the negative outcome. Sometimes you do that. The antidote of that is satsanga, being the company of the enthusiastic aspirants and the inspired teachers. If the teachers are absent, then you can find a book of the teacher to read, to keep you going. Okay? So the next one will be distraction, and then some kind of impatience and haste. Sometimes you are in a hurry. You are in a hurry. You meditate, but you hurry to meditate. You do asana, but you hurry. That means you don't go, because the practice asana meditation is actually to make you calm down, to find yourself. So that is a challenging practice. So that's why you need to do always the same, a long time training, so that you don't have to fight with your mind. Your mind is pre-programmed. So impatience and haste. So you need to go back to your concentration, okay, and focus the mind on the mantra, repetition, and find your connection to God again. Okay, so these are another kind of state of mind called. It's always the problem come from tamas mind and rajas mind. Okay, so tamas is that laziness earlier, but that doubt also is tamas, but mixed with rajas. So then you become impatient. You don't have the faith there, so you rush through. And then the another obstacles is being burned out. Laziness in body and mind. You will burn out. So you need to restore yourself through Ayurveda modality, like do the Abhyanga, the self-massage with hot oil, to soothe yourself and to calm yourself, because you become so dry, and then you are not relaxed. so you become burnt out. Okay, or you can do detoxification time, and you go to ashram or retreat and do detox. I mean, you let go of everything, and you relax, and then you have the abhyanga, and you have herbs and so on, and you have nature to calm your mind. And then naturally, when you allow yourself the time to do so, then you will recharge. Okay? So the so it come from the burnout, come from the lacking of prana, okay, and the lacking of motivation, the lacking of self-will, and lacking of self-encouragement, and lacking of enthusiasm due to forgetfulness of your ultimate goal. So it will happen, yeah, on the way. So you need to increase the ojas, the power of sustenance. You know, there is in Ayurveda, there is a way, a guideline, how to increase ojas. But one of the way is bhakti yoga. That means you need to have devotion in your heart. Yeah. Then when you have devotion in your heart, then things get easier because you don't take things too seriously. You don't think that you are the one that is doing, that would change the world or change yourself. You have some level of trusting and faith and relaxation. Yeah, you can rest on your journey. And those who can rest are those who can go long term. Yeah, and so that is something that you face. Okay. So the other obstacles are when you have too much desire and cravings, and then you become self-indulgent. All of a sudden, before you quit the sugar, and you quit the coffee, and you quit the alcohol and the drugs, all of a sudden now, come to a point where all of a sudden you say, why not? I don't care. See? So you hit a pocket of tamas. Tamas is the mentality of I don't care. I don't care of consequence. Yeah. And then you have the craving going on again, the desire going on again, and you self-indulge. So you are lacking in dispassion or detachment. At that time, you are not able to turn inward. So that object of favorite pleasure all of a sudden become an obsession, and then you cannot be free from it. Yeah. So the mind at that time is up and down. So it's a sensual pool. It is something that you for a long time you've been doing. So there is the habit, the sensual groove, the habit in the mind, and your mind and the senses. Because for a long time you do sadhana and you control the mind, you turn inwards, and then at one point it's like a kickback. Yeah. So you have to understand that and keep doing the self-inquiry. Is this object is permanent? Is this object will give me really the happiness that I want? Yeah. Or it is an escapism, or it is a shortcut, or it is something that will destroy my health and my peace of mind and it'll bring me backward. So you have to keep doing the self-inquiry, increasing the fire of discrimination in the mind. Yeah, the capacity of thinking and navigating yourself. You have to go back to that. So this other obstacle is false perceptions, delusion, and misunderstanding. So your mind go to a place like this, yeah, of delusion. It believes something to be true. You believe that you become realized. You believe that you are a great saint, or you believe that that your partner is terrible. Is out there to bring you down. So you have some belief, okay? Because the mind is very sensitive. It receives information, and then it just build up the imagination about it. Yeah, so all kinds of theory, fake news, and all kinds of things are out there. So you need to keep going inside and then have a discrimination. And so if you have false perception, delusion, and misunderstanding, what you need to do is to be grounded. Okay? So to counteract that, in order for you to keep going, you need to be very grounded. You know what that means? Yeah. You need to counteract this kind of wrong idea with nature, because nature is the truth delivered by nature. The earth. The earth represents that forbearance. You stand on the earth all the time, but the earth never say anything. It just keeps supporting you. Yeah. So you need to have that endurance quality of the earth. So you do gardening, and then you see how slow everything is. How slow for a plant to grow, and you have to nurture it long time, and then it grow. It takes you 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and all of a sudden, oh, it's beautiful. It grow out the flower, grow out the plant, the shoot, the branch. So these are very good practice to bring your mind back to balance, to bring your mind back to reality, not to be delusional, especially if you start meditation and yoga and you have no guidance, no teacher, then you can also then, become delusional in your mind, believe something that is true when it is not, and then you have misunderstanding and false perception. Okay, so get back to groundedness and have a balanced view. Yeah, so when you become impatient and you want hurry, you want to hurry the result, you hurry the practice because you want, you want the result. So these are all obstacles. Yeah, so you need to calm down. Yeah, the perfection is in the moment, is in the breath, in the relaxation, in the letting go of all thoughts and expectation out of your mind, and not the opposite. So the next possible obstacles is lacking optimism and doubting that you ever will progress. Okay, so it's another form of doubt. Okay, so at that time you have low prana, low energy due to doubt. Yeah, because you had a lot of romantic idea about the path in the beginning. Yeah, so especially people that are new. Yeah, I new means less than 3 years. I consider to be beginner and new. At that time, you have wrong expectation. Can be very enthusiastic, but then you cannot see, the end of it. So you doubt that you are progressing. You imagine that progressing means you're going to levitate or you'll be blissful forever or something, the imagination. Yeah. But that time you need to renew courage and faith. You need to endure the feeling of lack of optimism and the distrust that you distrust in your progress. You don't think that you are progressing. At that time, you have to have the courage, okay, to keep going through, and you keep going. You keep your faith, okay, and you keep practicing. Then you will go through that period, okay, of lacking optimism. Keep going. The idea is you need to bear it and keep going, because the path is never a straight line. It's always in a kind of a spiral. You go up and you go down, you up and down. So that's how the path is. Okay, it's not your expectation. Renew the faith in yourself, in your capacity to find the truth. So the spiritual practice that you do will help you to go inward and transcend the mind. So that time you can come to a place of stillness, the place of silence when you meditate and when you do yoga. Yeah, and that time you can hear the inner voice within you. There's a inner peace within you. Okay, and then you trust that. Then it helps you to endure and to go through the phase, of purification that you are in. So then the last obstacles is inability to maintain stability. So what that means? That you know that this is your routine. You need to wake up in the morning, meditate. Yeah, you know you need to do asana every day. Yeah, but you just somehow you become unstable. You cannot do it. You're shaking. Your tendency to slide backward. You feel that you're not progressing. So again, it's come from this lack of solid root in your practice, lack of self-discipline, and lack of endurance. Yeah, that create this idea that I'm not progressing. Okay, and your progress, some people say very oftentimes they say, oh, I was doing yoga for some time. I cannot do headstand. So now today when they are able to do headstand, and they say, oh, okay, I'm progressing. Yeah. But you're progressing, even if you're not doing headstand. Yeah. But just a little bit more awareness of your diet, that's your progressing. Yeah. A little bit more awareness of your negative thoughts, you are progressing. So you need to keep going. So that's it. So that is a pep talk today about the different situation that can happen on your path, and why you need to be strong and don't be afraid, because you are treading a path that is unknown. Okay. Sometimes externally look like the same routine, same practice, like you know it already. No, but it's not true, because always there is some change within, some new feeling, because you work out your karma or your wrong thinking. So things are constantly moving and changing from within you. So the outside landscape, the outside practice look like the same, but the inside is different. So okay, so keep the outside, keep the routine, but also keep the sometimes you cannot understand where you are now and what you're doing, but keep going. That's the whole point. Keep enduring the difficulties. Yeah, it's not as you think, it's not as you imagine it to be. Yeah, but doesn't matter. When I come to this ashram, and it's a small ashram, Swami Vishnudevanji was sending me here with no money supposed to open an ashram. I have no idea. I never done it before. Yeah. And the place, I don't even, like I like to be on top of the hill, and the ashram is in the valley. And, the weather is very different than Dalat weather. Dalat weather is cool, is in the pine trees. And here I am in the oak trees in hot weather, California. So, and I have no money and know what to do. So that's what it is, the forbearance. So I'm staying in the location in the ashram for now 27, 28 years. You imagine? Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah, and so the same. You imagine every summer, every spring, you have to cut the grass, and the grass grow again, and you have to cut the grass. Yeah, and then you do the same thing. I just saw the one lady, one staff, she saw a room, let's say the laundry room or something, messy, and she got very upset, upset or very unhappy when she saw something very disorganized. Yeah. And then I go and I see it and I clean it, and then I remember I've done this for 10,000 times. Yeah. 10,000 times. Things get messy. Then I organize it again. I put it back together again. Yeah, without complaining, without blaming, without being upset, without losing, without throwing things and walk away. It's like this. When you live with people, yeah, they are not necessarily angels, and they go through the up and down, and sometimes you just want to quit. You want to walk out. I cannot stand you anymore. Yeah, but you have to forbear. You have to bear what what you expect from them is not going to happen, or something else is good that come with their presence, but not what you expect. And you have to be able to be adjusting, to them, instead of expecting and then get upset and angry. So you need to bear. You need to bear relationship. Relationship is working out about your idea about yourself and others, and find selfless love, and peace. So, there's plenty of your trait of character that need to be worked out in friction, rubbing against somebody else. Yeah. And so you have to forbear, and then know that you have this difficulty now because of whatever difference. You are not understanding it yet. Yeah. And you are okay with it. You kind of bear it. Yeah. And then there will be a better time. Yeah. And then but you don't throw the ball, drop the ball, and get angry and upset. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. So in relationship, you have to have forbearance. In a situation in life, you have to have more forbearance. Yeah. You do the same uninteresting job. And you want to change, but it's the same thing. And you wash the dishes. You just finished washing the dishes. You need to wash the dishes again. Yeah, and again you wash the dishes again. Like I said, cut the grass and cut the grass again. Vacuum the house, vacuum it again. Yeah, do the same thing. Do the asanas, and you feel good. But now you have to do it again. Yeah, so that is the good quality. So in Vedic astrology, is the quality of Saturn. The planet Saturn. Those who are strong Saturn, they have the quality of endurance. I mean, they just keep going. They're patient. They're slow. They're serious. They bear with anything. Okay. So that's it. Anybody has any question? Any question? I look at your face. Very nice to see you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. We're going to say the prayer. And this prayer is very good. So you need to keep remembering this prayer meaning. Yeah. Because it's a prayer of health, peace, but also it's a prayer to say that you need to be patient. Yeah. Because it's the image, the prayer praising Lord Shiva, but also the prayer that says that at due time, when you don't even know, everything is ripe and the cucumber is detached from the branch. That means the detachment is at what you need. Yeah. But the detachment doesn't come right away. But it comes. Okay. So be patient. Om